Welcome, welcome, welcome to Midnight Suns. I am your superhero, Woody Logan, and I am starting this as a new series. This is going to be my first, what I'm dubbing an all killer, no filler type of series. And what that means is I will be playing this game through, skipping as many cutscenes as possible, skipping all the what I would consider to be the weakest part of this game, which is a very criminally underrated title, despite its flaws. But again, you'll not see those. We'll be skipping much of the slower portions of the game and giving you these missions back to back to back to back to back. And there will be a little gameplay loop that you guys will pick up on that will hopefully make these episodes concise. Hopefully, this little introduction will be the only filler that you guys will see. I've already skipped the tutorial missions in the beginning. We're jumping into our first mirror table mission, which is where we select our missions. And that said, I've played this game start to finish two times with accumulating about 200 plus hours total in this game, but I've never played this game through with all the DLC characters available, as they were still being released during my second playthrough. So I wanted to do a third playthrough with all the DLCs to see where they pop up and when they become available, and you get a more interesting mix of heroes available to you. So while I'm skipping the majority of the tutorial stuff, I will cover some of the basics for those who are not familiar with the game. And if you're not familiar with the game and the action missions really grab you, which I believe they will, I highly encourage you to pick up this title, because it is again, criminally underrated title for strategy games. So the basics that you need to know going into this is that I'm playing a character called the Hunter, referred to as the Hunter, and the majority of the other characters you will likely be somewhat familiar with, all from the Marvel Universe, all part of the Midnight Suns storyline. So I think we're going to jump right in. I think that's enough intro. So that's the filler, guys. From now on, all killer. Let's go. So in this one, the only thing that you'll notice is that, well, for those who are familiar with the game, is I cannot change any of the outfits starting in the beginning of this, which there are different outfits available for every character. So those will change as you get into the further episodes along, and the difficulty is also going to change. We're starting in normal because that's where they start you. So we're not playing a new game plus. We're playing a fresh start. So I have none of the cards unlocked. I have none of the characters upgraded. So let's jump into it. Here we go. And again, I'm going to skip a lot of the... Oh, shoot. I got to do this. I forgot. See? We're skipping. Okay. So, this little limbo portrait. There's a whole friendship system where you gain trust with people, and it unlocks abilities and things like that. We're going to be you guys won't see any of those. In fact, I'm going to skip this. This was kind of a neat little area where they kind of explain how you can get to the various areas. We use magic, the hero magic, not just magic, but magic the hero, to open portals. So here we are. First mission.
I hesitate to call this good news.
Okay, so you can see it's a card-based system. The mechanics are you have 3 card plays per turn. You can redraw up to two times per turn, and you can move your character once. Beyond that, that's all I'm giving you for now. We'll figure out the rest later. Besides the fact that there are keywords, and you can see that they do give you the definition of those. So there is a bit of a tabletop element to this, where quick cards, if they get a KO, then it refunds the card play, but you have to have the card play to be able to play the card, if that makes sense. So you have to play the card, and then it gets refunded. So if I had 0 card plays, I couldn't play this, even though it ends up being a free card or a free card play. I have to play it, see what the result is, and then I would get the card play back. So let's get into it. We have 2 quick cards. We have a couple of these guys have no health bars. These guys are one-hit wonders. As soon as you hit them one time, they die. So those are great guys to incorporate into quick abilities. Apologies, I had to sneeze. I really want to knock this guy back into this to stun him. So even though this is not a quick maneuver, Oh, see, they're gonna give it. They're gonna explain that. I'm going to do this just so that way I know that he can't hurt me this round.
I think you got
Again, a little counterintuitive. And this guy can chain too. So let's get some quicks in here.
Who's next?
A little blade action.
I saw a move like that once.
See, that card play got
Centuries
refunded, so we're back to two card plays. And I'm going to do the same thing here.
Hail that.
And then I think, see if I play, I can take one guy off the map. Actually, I can take, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this.
Not bad.
And then I'm going to do,
Not
I think I'm going to do
great,
this.
but not bad.
Because I still have a move. And I have one. Oh, that's going to require two. That's too bad. That only requires one, though. So here we go. So really, strong start. So there are environmentals. They cost you your heroism. Heroism essentially is is your currency, so to speak. I could move right now, but I don't think I want to.
This is gonna get messy.
This guy's gonna wake up. So if someone's stunned, if you do any damage to them, then they get woken up.
That's not a good thing.
Gamma or not.
Doctor Strange has a mechanic called Enhance, which means that if you spend more heroism, which this one I would need to spend 4 on instead of 2, then it does additional damage. So it would do 30 damage rather than just the 15, which might be good for him. I also have this knockback. Give hero cards in your hand. Okay, yep. Agamotto's. So Doctor Strange is a bit of a controller, and does a lot with affecting, benefiting cards in your hand or benefiting your future turns. This one actually draws the last 2 attacks that I played, which I don't know that I would want to do that. I don't have any quicks. Let's see. I have 2 little guys on the board, and I have 1 big guy. So what I'm thinking I might do is if I do this, I think actually I might do this. The reason why is I want to see if I can get, okay, I didn't get what I wanted, which is unfortunate. What do we want to do here, guys? I mean, like, these are early missions. I still can. That's 20 damage. This would be okay. I really wish that I had a quick to take care of some of these little guys. I can restore health. I really don't need to restore health. I don't need a heal right now. And I'm back to slash. So, not great redraws here. What I feel like I should do is I only have 2 card plays, and I don't have that chain anymore. I messed that up. This would do 15 damage. This guy's got 35. This would do 15 damage, so it's only going to get me to 30, which is still not enough. But if I do this, that's going to give me 20. I mean, I'll have these little guys to deal with.
What?
And that's the fun part about this game, is one of the reasons why I want to do a playthrough of it, is that everyone kind of plays this differently. So watching someone else play it, they might have not done any of the moves that I just did. So that's kind of the fun part, in my opinion. I am out of everything. I left 2 little guys on the board. I'm okay with that right now. There probably was a way for me to min-max this, but
Come now.
Yeah,
You're
so now
clearly
we're good. Now we
outmatched.
just quick,
She's calling out to me.
and
Feel
then
her struggle.
car plays refunded. He levels up. That's great.
And I won't be
And then we'll
doing
do
that
this.
again. You were too weak for this fight.
Okay, so that's that. I believe there's a continuation in this mission. There is. Okay, we're gonna skip this.
The neighborhood
We're gonna skip
association
this.
is not.
All right, first kind of like what do you call it? Like supervillain that we have to deal with, which is Venom. But he's technically fallen Venom, so he's been mind controlled by
Well,
by
that certainly escalated
the
quickly.
main
Do I even
enemy.
want to know what that beast is?
It calls itself Venom.
Yes, it
Until
does.
now, a pale imitation of a very heroic young friend
So
of
we have a
mine.
couple of Agamotto's gazes. I think I'm going to redraw one of them and see if I can what other options I get. And they're big Agamottos.
In his stomach juices
Um,
and eat it with his spleen.
Let's do this. So the knockback into that little guy back there. Oh, he just fell off the map. But and so now he gets symbiote skin, which means here we go. So the melee attacks against Venom can trigger his join us passive and activate symbiote skin. When that's active, Fallen Venom will bind the next hero that melee attacks him. So we can use ranged attacks, but we don't want to hit him with anything melee. Otherwise, that hero will become bound. And in fact, what I think I might do, just for the sake of I'll show you what that looks like. So a little bit of tutorial. So I hit him with a melee, so he will bind him, which means that we will have to basically attack Blade, which doesn't hurt Blade, but yeah, you have to damage the binding. It's almost like one of the little guys that you have to take care of. And then I'm going to do Agamotto's Gaze, because this will give me a couple of more attacks in my hand, which I won't be able to play on this turn, but it does give me some more heroism to play. And I think what I'm going to do next is probably run him over here, and then use some of that heroism. Yeah, so when you're moving, I could technically keep moving here if I didn't have the angle that I wanted, but I do. So I won't be able to knock him off. You saw the little 0%. You can ledge people in this, which is awesome for knockback type of plays, but these larger heroes, or larger villains, you cannot knock off. Ooh, so that was he did some massive damage to me right there. That sucks. Some big damage from Venom on us. So, yeah, he's letting us know he's here to play. So more reinforcements coming in. These guys are the little guys, right? I believe all little guys. We did get +1 card play because of the Agamottos, which is awesome. The good news is I can heal myself, so I'm going to do that. I have 3 Blade cards in my hand, which is unfortunate because he cannot act. So,
the rest of your mother's children, so
I think
chatty.
what I might do,
Thankfully, no.
is, I can't quite see. If I had forceful knockback, I would be able to maybe get him over there to Blade, but I can't. So for that reason, see, forceful would work. I can do this, and that will take the bind off Blade, because I did enough. All I have to do is do any damage to his binding, and that frees him up, and then that levels me up, which is cool. More health, more damage, all that stuff. Let's get this. We'll get a little bleed action going. Oh, and I get a quick. And I'd see, okay, so I have 1 card play. This is a classic witty thing that I would mess up, is that I would play something else first, and I'd be like, oh, I have a quick, and then I would not be able to do it. So what I'm going to do is use this, Even though it uses one of the attacks that would have given bleed, I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to do this. Get a bleed on him. And that will cause a little bit of damage over time. He did not trigger symbiote skin, which is nice. And then I'm going to bring Doctor Strange over here, and I remember I was mentioning environmental attacks. So there's things you can throw, barrels that blow up, anything electric can stun, and then anything like this, you can actually vault off of, like that, and do a melee attack. So now he has symbiote skin, which is totally fine because we are at the end of our turn. And I didn't use any of my redraws there. Early on, I feel like there are definitely occasions. What? Coming over to get me, and he automatically bound me. Okay. Yep. Okay. Now he's prepping, and he's going to do an AOE attack on the next turn. There is friendly fire, so the enemies can hurt themselves.
We may not be ready for this thing yet. Might be
yep,
smart
area of attack. So you can knock
here.
enemies into the area attack to turn the table. So you can see these two guys are going to die anyway. So unless I stun Venom, this guy's just gonna do what he's gonna do no matter what. Now that said, we can build some. We also, well, with two things. We need to get Blade out, and we need to get Doctor Strange out if we can. But I only have one move, so that gets tricky. And that's not going to move him. This might. So hear me out. I don't want to hurt him. Alright, so how about this? How about we get to Blade? Blade does have a quick strike. And see how it's going to move him over there? So that works. That gets him out. And I know that Venom was going to kill him anyway, right? Like, that's probably the thing you were going to say. But I'm wondering if... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit him. Oh, I can't quite get to my boy back there. So we'll do this and we'll do this. And that, again, will still get me out of the Venom AoE. And that unlocks my Hunter character. So let's see. Another level up from Blade. That works. I do have a couple of redraws, so I think I'm going to use at least one here and see what else I can get besides the Blessing of Ashanti. I can move Doctor Strange out of this. The problem is that this is going to bring him into it. So maybe we do... I have so much much heroism and like nothing to spend it on. I have two. All right, so we're gonna do this, I think. Again, if I had the card play, it's gonna max out my heroism, which is nuts to have 10 heroism, but that's totally fine. And I drew a crit. So if you see the little fire thing, that means that this card is a crit. It normally only does 5 damage, but now it does 10. That said, I think what I'm going to do is actually that probably makes the most sense. I was going to see if I could throw him into anything by repositioning. So let's try that. Let's put Doctor Strange over here, just outside the range of that thing, of that attack. And let's see how much damage this does. Very little. So I'm probably better off using the quick attack. Oh, there you go, critical abilities. And there are some RPG kind of stats. We'll get into that a little bit later, but
time to bleed.
Let's also get another bleed on him.
We will heal faster than you.
And And that would have been really neat to see him destroy his own guys that
Vile creature.
way, but 4 health. Not bad. 2 more little guys. Yep. Enjoy that bleed. And we have 4 card plays this turn because of our...
Mother blesses us with power.
So,
Mother
now...
blesses us with strength.
That doesn't make sense.
The mother and are rewarded with
I was trying to get a quick.
And to think Lilith was a vegetarian.
I'm going to redraw my heal because I don't think I'm going to need that. That's big damage. So we'll do this. And that takes Venom down to 0 hit points. And I think is that it? Looks like it. Alright, so skipping the cutscene. We got victory. The end of every one of these missions, you'll see one of the kind of, I don't know, I think it's neat. They give you a comic book cover that is unique to the characters that you brought. Sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're terrible, and there is a whole like meta game where you can see in the bottom right hand corner. I can edit this, and I can change the characters. Like you can change. Look at this. I can scale this. I can change the camera angle. There's a lot to this game. I'm gonna cancel the. Wait. How do I get confirm? Okay. Yep. We'll leave it there, and that's that. So while this is loading up, I'll show you. I'm probably gonna have to go through some slower stuff. So you'll see a little cutscene here, or a little transition rather. BRB. All right, and we're back. And I just wanted to throw out there that I'm skipping as many of the tutorials as possible, but I don't remember where they all are, so we might run into a couple here or there. This is the part of the gameplay loop. This is the forge, and this is where we turn in our spoils. So a gamma coil, they come in different varieties, and as far as whether they're common, uncommon, rare, etc. And that whatever that attribute is will determine the value of the cards that are inside. So here we go. So this is a common, so we're going to start with a lot of those, and basically you're guaranteed only cards for the heroes that completed that mission. So we brought those 3 characters of the Hunter, Blade, and Doctor Strange, so we get to do our little reveal here. So no new cards, because there are abilities that you get, there are cards that you have to unlock this way. So I think what I'm going to do is probably pick up this quick slash.
Hunter, when you have a minute, come meet me in the yard.
And I'm going to go do that, and I will once again be right back. All right, sorry. So this all killer no filler is going to have a little bit more filler. So just again, so that way we understand the gameplay loop as we're moving forward. This is quote unquote the yard, and this is where we can do a couple of different activities that you'll do pretty much in any one of the day loops, which a day is a mission, and then doing this type of stuff. And then there's a bunch of activities that are non-combat related that you do around the mansion and around the grounds around the mansion. That's all the stuff that you guys are not going to see, because again, compared to the combat, that is I think largely considered the weaker part of the game. But regardless, this is part of the loop that you're going to see, which is interacting with this, with the yard. And what we're going to do, there'll be more options as we get higher in level. But right now, we can upgrade abilities.
Makes perfect.
There are resources in the top right-hand corner of essences, attack, skill, and heroic, which you need to use specifically for upgrading either an attack card, a skill card, or an essence card. In this case, we picked up Quick Slash, so I technically have... you can see it says Quick Slash, it's equipped, but I also own 3 of them. But I only have 2 in my deck, so I have 1 that's not being used. And that's so I can upgrade this by getting, and I will get 1 training XP, which will allow me to upgrade the yard. And it will also, you can see on the card, it's going to upgrade it from being just a quick card to also having basic knockback, which is really nice to have on a quick card, because you can either hit a target and knock them into a smaller target, or you can hit a smaller target and knock them into a bigger target. And either way, usually that minion that only needs to be touched or breathed on 1 time and he's going to die will always satisfy the quick condition, and will give you that card play back. So this is one that I would highly recommend getting every time. So we're going to do this, and you'll see that it's been upgraded, and there we go. So we're going to probably select our next mission, or what mission we're going to go on to next. I will be right back again. And it looks like we're going to be off to another story mission on the next episode called Faustian Bargain. But that is the first episode of this, our Midnight Suns all-killer, no-filler playthrough. I've been your superhero, Witty Login. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves.